All right, so far the third quarter earnings season has been pretty lackluster on the excitement level. We've had a few misses, downgrades, but nothing super exciting. Wanted to bring into focus here as we are a week before the election 2020. Everybody I know, and this is people that aren't involved with the market, are telling me how exciting it's going to be on election night. And as you'll recall, if you were around markets in November of 2016, everybody thought, just like they do now, Hillary was a cakewalk into the election, through the election night. And by 6 o'clock Pacific, there was definitely a change. We had been selling off hard up until about 6 p.m. PST on that election night. And then you could see, if you were an order flow trader, how that changed that night and triggered a massive 10% rally that began that night and into projecting the Trump win later that night. We were involved as traders then. We're back again now. The difference this time is markets don't repeat exactly the way they did the time before. This is human problem, right? This is your cognitive dissonance and your different brain issues that makes you think that this is going to be like, you know what's going to happen because this is what happened last time. That's why betting on sports games doesn't work for most people, because they think like this, and you can't think this way when you are a trader. So one way that we can look at this is volatility, and we're going back to early 2016 on this chart here. And you can see volatility was pretty much locked into a range of 12 to anywhere, from 12 to 30, let's call it, until recently. Outside of one spike that we had in 18, when we spiked all the way up here, in 1 week to 50, and then just continued to sell back off. However, COVID is different. This is the COVID rally that you see here, the 4 weeks that we peaked the week of March 16th. That was the bottom of the market. We climbed as high as 85.53 on the volatility, the VIX index. And then we traded off to the low here in August 10th of around 20.66. We sit at close today on the 27th of October at 33.35. This is a high number. 33.35 on a close is a high number. And again, we've only closed this high really, these 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 weeks, plus a couple here, and then this is the newest high that we've seen on a weekly close. Obviously, this week isn't over yet, so we could still see a wick type candle at some point. Now, everybody thinks the market is going to go do crazy things this week and during the election. I tend to believe it's going to be pretty quiet, at least initially. We will have some volatility. Whatever happens on the election night, who knows if we'll even have a winner from now until January, when the elected president is supposed to be in. Who knows if we'll even have an elected president. This may be our last, I believe it could be possibly our last true democratic election that this country has. I hate to say that, but we're going that road, and I think the Democratic Party will fold and be completely over after this election. I don't think they'll win. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody is long bullish. Again, the masses are asses, and it just doesn't work that way. It's not a slam dunk like that, I don't believe. But we'll see if and when they decide who has won. And whoever they is, it could be the Supreme Court, again, like it was in 2004. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, volatility is pretty high right now. Again, it could go a lot higher. It could go a lot lower. But I just wanted to point out that back here in November of 16, that weak candle, we were as high as 24 and a low of 13. So again, volatility doubled that week. If volatility were to double this week, that means we would see somewhere in the, if the low so far this week was 29, we could see 58 to 66, which doesn't necessarily bring us a new high, but that would be a big move. So think about this going forward. I would be careful and thinking the same things are going to happen that happened in 2016. It's a different election, different characters, different people. But the ultimate thing here is, if you're an amateur, this might be a time for you to step aside, let the pros kind of play this out. But keep in mind, and we'll see you on the other side here at marketvitals.io. And we'll see you, as always, with more great content coming your way.